I Am Angus is brought to you by the Angus Foundation, proudly funding scientific research, educational programs, and scholarships. The Angus Foundation is made possible by the generosity of donors like you. Thank you. Learn more at angusfoundation.org.
I started showing Angus cattle when I was 9 years old, and at first I was really just into the showing part and really into showmanship and all that. But then once I got a little bit older, I realized that there was so much more. You know, the Angus business is just, it's so special. You don't get that sense of family anywhere else. I think that that's what connects you is, yeah, it's about cattle, but it's also about the people. And when you go to Nationals or Louisville or the different places, you can just really feel that unity that we have. Ever since I was little, I rode around with my dad checking cows. Like, that's how I learned to count, was counting cows and just sitting on my dad's lap. And it's just been a family thing. And I think my parents knew that I wanted to be in agriculture from a very young age. I've always had an interest in it. I'd always want to be at the barn.
When you think about, that very first 4-H project that your child does, for example, she was showing lambs at the age by 3. And you could tell from the minute she got that lamb, the responsibility, she took it seriously. And so that work ethic, she really developed, and the responsibility, she really understood that. I think that's something agriculture can offer a generation of children, is understanding that work ethic.
I think that that's one of the reasons why I am who I am today, is because of my work ethic that was instilled at me in a young age. Getting up early to go feed, checking cows late at night. It's a lot of work, and being able to do that from when you were born to now, it continues in your life. This summer I got an opportunity to internship in the merchandising department at Walmart, and it was a summer that I'll never forget. From being outside at home to working on the ranch and then being cooped up in a cubicle all summer, I wasn't really sure how I was going to like it because agriculture was nowhere to be found in the job description. But I found out that whether it has agriculture in the job description or not, if you're passionate about it, it's going to come through. And just advocating for what you love and for this breed and for agriculture in general on a daily basis with your coworkers, bosses, they're going to see that you're passionate and they're going to learn something. I think that one thing that the public doesn't know is that one farmer feeds over 100 people. And so even though our family farm is small and it's just us and maybe 1 or 2 hired hands, it's not a big operation at all, we still matter because we're contributing to the food source. And also, my family does a beef program in which we slaughter 5 to 6 steers for our neighbors and family and friends, just to give them home-raised beef. And that's a great testament to agriculture, and I know a lot of my friends' families do that as well. I just feel like it's my job to be the advocate because, like, my dad and my grandpa, they're more on the production side. And so for me, I think you can tell that I love it, and I just want people to be able to see that.
In this generation, I think we're starting to see that turn a little bit, where you'll see a lot more women that are really going toward an agricultural degree, because agriculture is in every aspect of every job and every industry. So for women to really zone in on the agricultural benefits and to understand that and how it applies to other different aspects of the industry are really key for this generation.
I think when I'm happiest is when I'm with my family at home, just going and checking cows with my dad, riding 4-wheelers with my brother, just hanging out and spending quality time with my family at home. Now that I'm off in college, I feel like I took that for granted for a few years, and now that I'm off and don't get to go home very often, when I do get to go home, I try and take advantage of that as much as possible. I think the farmer is ultimately a steward of the land, and it's our job to make sure that that cow and that process is safe and that it's efficient and that we're ultimately feeding the world.